The Vice President of Meta, which owns Instagram, says most parents would prefer to decide themselves whether their teens are allowed to have social media accounts instead of an outright ban. Meta's head of global safety, Antigone Davis, is in New Zealand on a mission to win hearts and minds, after earlier surveys showed a majority of parents support a ban for under-16s, which the government plans to introduce. Hollingworth reports.
A survey commissioned by Meta and released today showed 57% of parents believed they should be able to choose whether their under-16s be allowed to have social media accounts, while 43% said no one under 16 should be allowed.
A ban essentially cannot work across the entire internet, so they narrow it down to a subset of apps, which just means teens are going to go around that ban. And you leave parents in the exact same position that they're in today, which is chasing their teens' activity online.
But the campaign group B416 says this doesn't tally with previous surveys which favoured a ban. And the way it's been couched sounds empowering to parents.
They don't want to be held responsible for this. They want to put that responsibility onto the parents, just like tobacco companies did this for years. You know, this is basically them wanting to not be responsible, but to continue to profit from the harm that their product is causing our children.
When they are offered a conversation about a ban versus a model of parental approval, those numbers really shift. That's why having an in-depth conversation with the government is really important. Are they engaging with content that's appropriate?
Washington-based Meta Vice President Antigone Davis is touring Australia and New Zealand and was the key speaker at an Instagram safety camp in Auckland today. Online influencers and celebrities had been invited and they shared their own experiences of responsible parenting. Instagram insists it does not put profit before safety.
We are obviously a business. I don't want to suggest that we aren't, but it's not in our interest to provide a negative experience. In fact, when people have a negative experience, they tend to leave our services more.
Yes, it is currently the norm that our kids are on these platforms, but that makes me really sad that we have allowed the situation to happen where our kids need to be on harmful platforms in order to feel connected to their friends.
Meta faces a US lawsuit which claims the company knowingly designed its platforms to be addictive to minors, causing a severe mental health crisis and exposing children to predators, claims it strenuously denies.
We have had a long history of trying to deliver safe, age-appropriate experiences. I think over the course of the litigation, that will become abundantly clear.
Meta wants parents to be able to approve their children to use the app rather than simply getting them to delete it.
Take the phone away, you take the app off, your teen gets the phone back, they put the app back on, you don't know that they've put the app back on. So this is exactly what we're trying to do. How do you create a simple way for parents to know what their teen is engaging with online?
So it sounds like we have created a bunch of addicts, doesn't it?
I wouldn't. So we all kind of use that word in a pretty liberal way, but what we're really saying is like, hey, I'm on my phone more than I want to be, or hey, you're on your phone more than I want you to be.
Kids feel like they need to be on these platforms in order to fit in, and when they're not on them, it is a genuine source of anxiety. And this is one of the reasons why age restrictions are really important, because we're trying to shift, as you know, a group of children off these platforms so that they don't actually have that fear of missing out, because actually their friends are in the real world.
But the question is where the real world now is and to what extent our reality is online.